Aquarius, hello. It is me, Lauren B. with the Untitled Tarot. I am so happy to have you here, to have you back, returning, arriving, wherever we meet on your journey. I just did Gemini's reading. There is a lot of the same cards that Gemini had, so I feel like you might be dealing with a Gemini, or something might have happened during Gemini season for you. There's a lot of similarities between the Gemini reading, but a little bit on the other side. So I do feel, but there is a lot of rollover between the signs when I do them. Energetically, I normally I take like a break in between readings, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna do a quick, like we're gonna push through this. Like there's a real like I'm gonna like bully my way through it, but it doesn't. But I almost feel like a bull, almost like you're trying to bring in some Taurian energy. There's something in that for you. Also, I had on shorts. I put on pants. I felt very cold. I think that perhaps either you currently feel a little like left out in the cold, little Five of Pentacles, or you're getting out of a situation where you felt a little left out in the cold. I'm also getting circulation, poor circulation. Some of you might be dealing with circulation issues, like blood flow, getting blood to flow back to certain parts and areas, like getting the life back into certain things. There's something in that for you. I'm getting like I stepped in it, which is a little bit what Gemini had. Normally like I pick like some incense and like I light some cones and like I do some stuff for you. I feel drawn to show this. I have a bunch of ding, clink. Santero just, anyway. I love you, San. I keep them all in like this weird little thing and I just kind of pick them at random. And I had a hard time picking them for your reading, which is weird. It's like you're having a hard time making a decision or picking the right thing. It's like you want to go about something the right way. And I was sitting here and I was like, after this reading, I'm going to be done for the night. Cause I worked all day too. So I was like, am I gonna wash my face and take a shower and then eat, or should I eat and then wash my face and take a shower? It's like you're trying to plan something. You're trying to figure out like your next steps moving forward, Aquarius, but it feels like you want to do things in the right way. Maybe you didn't do something previously in the right way and it left you feeling a little out of place, a little out in the cold, kind of energy. And I picked these 2 incense sticks. Couldn't tell you which ones I picked because I took them out of the packages and I stuck them in that thing. And I lit the 2 of them and they smell like, the combination smells like piss. I don't know why. It probably doesn't actually smell that way, but for me right now in this moment, it smells like piss. So I feel like something pissed you off. Something pissed you off, Aquarius. I almost called you Gemini. Something pissed you off. And I'm almost like, damn it, I picked the wrong one and it smells like shit. That's literally like what's coming to me. It's like you picked the wrong one. Did I call you Gemini? You might be dealing with a Gemini. I don't know, Aquarius. But it's like you picked the wrong one, the wrong combination of things previously, and it just smells like shit. It's just like piss, and it's pissing you off. It smells like shit. And like, it's just, you ever watch Practical Magic and the ants come home and they're like, there's a distinct smell in this house. It smells like bullshit. Again, that bull, there's something going on with that for you. And so I feel like now moving forward, you're really trying to like do things in like a certain progression, a progression for succession. Okay. So I did your spread with a combination. I have a bunch of crystal cards for you I want to get into later. But I did it with a combination of the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal Oracle deck by Kim Kranz and also the Everyday Witches Oracle. There's a combination of the 2 plus the crystal card. So that's 3. Oh, you might be seeing 3 threes a lot. You might be seeing 3s a lot. And normally Aquarius goes last. It just shakes out that way. Because honestly, normally, I never met an Aquarius I didn't like. But you guys are like the least problematic of all the readings that I do. Honestly. If we're just being very truthful here. But you guys are 3rd this time. So then I heard like 3rd place. Like you guys feel like you like came in 3rd. Like you got like a bronze medal. Like you came in, like you worked really hard at something and you like came in last place. Right? So here we go. Here we go, my babies. Your reverse card you have out is the Horse card. This is your general energy. So in general right now, you're feeling pretty free. You're free of a situation, a person, a place, an environment. And I was very drawn to I'm feeling her eyelashes, right? And this is an earth sign. So you're feeling pretty grounded right now. I'm getting like a batting of the eye. Are you batting your eyelashes, Aquarius? It's almost, I'm getting like, and then I'm almost with the mane. It's like your mane. Maybe you just got your hair did. It's like you're trying to strut yourself. You're trying to like feel grounded. You're trying to strut yourself a little bit. It's almost like you got a little ego hit. You got a little wind taken out of your sails, right? You picked the wrong one, whatever it was, the wrong combination of things left you out in the cold. So you're trying to like, Stella got her groove back. Like Stella's trying to get her groove back over here. So it's like, what's it? I got my head on bottom, baby, how I'm feeling good as hell. That Lizzo song, like that's a little bit like you're trying to like, you're trying to make yourself feel a little bit better. So it's like you're in like a position right now of freedom, of independence, right? Making your own decisions. You're trying to feel really grounded in it, right? You might, with this little moon on your third eye, you might not be able to see everything, but you're trying to walk in your truth the best you can and strut yourself. Strut yourself. I was gonna say strut your stuff, but you're trying to strut yourself. So that's interesting. So maybe in the past, Aquarius, you have, I feel like I keep calling you Gemini. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel like you maybe were strutting yourself, like using your, maybe like your relationships, your friendships, your accomplishments, your job, like other things as like a signifiers of success. But now it's almost like no, I'm a success. Me, Aquarius. I am the star. I am the star, and I'm going to start acting like it, right? Because then you have it followed up by this Phoenix. This is a rebirth energy. You are in a rebirth. It feels like you went through, Gemini's going into their shadow phase to work through that. It feels like you did it. You did that, so you're in your rebirth now. Again, it's not fully actualized yet. You can't see the body of it, right? There's still a lot of things that are unseen for you. But you're trying to like put that fire back into yourself, but you do have your wings. You might not be able to see everything else, but you have your wings to fly, Aquarius. It's very important. And again, this butterfly energy, there is a transformation happening. I think you are evolving, becoming someone, something that maybe you didn't expect, but it feels like a pleasant surprise, almost like you didn't realize. It's interesting. I'm doing this with my black tourmaline. I have a black tourmaline ring, and I'm like taking it on and off. It's like, wait, no, I don't need this protection. Like, no, I can protect myself. Like, I got it. I got myself covered. Like, I think I know what I'm doing now, right? There is very much of that. Like, I think that you're realizing that you're much more powerful than you realized you were before, or the ways that you considered power or strength or independence are being redefined for you. But you do have this owl in reverse, which talks about intuition. And I actually don't feel in your general energy that you are disconnected from your intuition. I feel like you might think that maybe you didn't follow your intuition in the past, and that's what you made a wrong turn somewhere, and that had you feeling left out in the cold. So it's a little bit of like a little beating yourself up a little bit energy, but you're like, I gotta stop that. Like, I'm not getting anywhere with that. Like, I gotta stop that. But it also feels like I almost see like this owl like flying downwards. Like your intuition is not just in your head, hearing things from your guides. It's not just that anymore. Your intuition is like moving through your body. Your intuition is becoming more integrated. It's becoming more integrated. Like, it's like when I'm talking about something and my nose starts itching, it's almost like charades, right? I'm like, oh, no, like I'm close. Like I'm hitting the nail on the head. I got it. I hit it on the nose. You know what I mean? Or with like your ear, you're like, ooh, that's close. That's close. It's something like that. Like your intuition is being expressed or understood in more of like a physical way, not just in a cerebral way for you. So that's very interesting. Now in your environment, I feel like this is currently in your environment, but it feels like it's, I'm almost seeing like, again, it's like the smoke. It's like wafting away from you as you have your wings and you kind of ascend up. As you have this raccoon, and these are a lot of the cards that, these are pretty much all of the cards that Gemini had, but in different placements. You have the raccoon. So in your environment, there are people working, again, it could be a Gemini. There are people working through shadow aspects of themselves, right? I'm almost getting like a little bit of like a sneaky energy. People are almost like a little gossipy, maybe a little friend or foe, a little like backstabby kind of energy. Like there's people like lurking around, like they're not really showing like their full selves. They're not really like showing like their true colors, right? It's black and white. People aren't showing their true colors around you perhaps. And with this moth, this is about a surrendering energy. They're not surrendering to the truth of a situation, to the truth of themselves, how they really feel about you, about maybe I'm mostly in a sense that people are feeling differently about you as you change and evolve. People might not be loving that, right? Because I feel like your evolution is triggering other people's lack of success, lack of evolution. I think it's people who haven't done their shadow work yet. It's annoying them to see you rise, because it's a little bit like misery loves company, right? But it's all where we are in our journeys. There have been times where I was vibing at like a little bit of a lower frequency because I was going through my shadow period, and I came into contact with people that were really trying to like pull themselves up by the bootstraps and maintain a positive attitude, right? And they pissed me off, right? For no reason. They weren't doing anything wrong. They were just like standing in their power, strutting their self, their stuff, right? And it annoyed me for some reason. It's like, because we weren't on the same frequency. And then after I did my shadow work and I purged and I healed and I did what I had to do, and I was on a similar frequency of them, I was able to really see them and appreciate them for what they were, just who they were, right? And then being able to look back and being like, oh, like they triggered the fuck out of me because I wasn't doing that. I wasn't where they on that level yet. And so it annoyed me that they were and I wasn't. And that's okay. Well, it's not really okay, but it is what it is, right? But it also is what you make it. So it feels like you really are trying to make the best of this. And again, in your environment with this wolf in reverse, it's like people acting a little bit out of control. So you might have a situation where people are, again, maybe giving you the little cold shoulder action, right? Then maybe they're like snapping at you. I'm getting like underhanded comments, like backhanded compliment. Like there's something like that. Like people are being a little shady, a little shysty, right? Because they don't want to have to let go of these aspects of themselves that they're seeing that you are doing, but we can't do each other's homework, right? Like we can help, but like, here's some notes I took, but like you gotta take the test yourself, right? The teacher's gonna watch us. The all knowing, they are going to watch us individually. So there's no cheating here, right? And there's a sense of, this card is very much about like individuality for me, individuality. And it's like, it's right in the middle. It's like right in the middle of your environment. And I feel a little bit like this is you. I feel like a little bit like people might be feeling like they're being their authentic self, but in reality, they're acting a little bit out of ego. There may be a little jealousy, a little bit of that shadow aspect because they got to go in and do that work. But it's like, here you are being unique. And again, the eyelashes, it's like you're batting your eyelashes. And it's almost like, you don't like it? Then don't look at it. It's almost that you're like, if you don't like what I'm doing, then don't look at it. Then don't bother me kind of energy. And then you have the nightingale and the crow in reverse. So this is about truthfulness, expression, speaking your truth, good, bad, angry, happy, whatever it is. And the crow, following your intuition, right? So this is all in your environment. This is people being a little shady to you, giving you the cold shoulder because maybe your ascent, and it feels like it's pissing you off because it's like they don't realize like how much you went through, how hard it was for you, all of these obstacles you had to overcome in order to become this horse, to be this zebra, right? To have this rebirth, to have this transformation energy, right? And I think maybe because of a lack of support from your environment, from these people, and they're not expressing it, they're not telling you why maybe they're annoyed with you or maybe why they're treating you that way, right? Because they're not connected to their intuition because they're too in their shadow. It's making you feel like a little bit like you can't trust your intuition. Like, wait, is there something wrong that I'm doing? Because normally the people that would like have my back don't seem to have my back right now. So it's making you second guess yourself. But you're an Aquarius, you're very empathic. And so I feel like this is you picking up other people. Other people are making you second guess yourself, but don't you do that. Don't you do that, Aquarius, okay? So in your weaknesses, we're gonna go into the Everyday Witches Oracle, prayers and wishes. And you got this out in reverse, which is telling me that, again, it's almost like you picked the wrong combination of things. Maybe you thought you were following your intuition. It didn't pan out quite. It's almost like you feel as though something, a situation, a person, a relationship is like a little bit of like an unanswered prayer or wish, like a wish that didn't come true, a prayer that wasn't answered, right? But this is the thing, and I've learned this the hard way many times, is that if you really work for something, towards something, a manifestation, you're really praying on something over and you're doing the work and it's not coming through, it's one of two things. One, it's divine timing. Divine timing, there's certain lessons you need to learn, skills, tools in your toolbox, right? But if you've been doing everything that you need to be doing, you stay praying on it, you stay wishing on a star about it, and it's not coming through, it's probably because it's not supposed to. It's not for you. Not because there's anything wrong with you. It's not because you did anything wrong. It's because it's not really supposed to be. Everything comes a reason, a season, or a lifetime, right? Sometimes things are there for a reason, and sometimes they're there for a season. And we think because of that, it's supposed to be there for a lifetime, but oftentimes it's not. So that's where divine detours come in. So if that's what's happened, it's probably not because you did something wrong. There's something wrong with you. It's probably because it just wasn't meant to come with you where you're going, right? You're ascending maybe higher than this thing could have taken you. It would have held you back more than it would have blessed you, okay? Also in your weaknesses, you have go with the flow. So you're having a hard time doing that, right? It's like, well, I did everything I'm supposed to do. Like, why didn't this happen for me? It's like, again, you have to move with the cycles of life. It doesn't mean just to like let life smack you in the face, like just try and roll with the punches. It's like, no, don't let yourself take any punches. No, this is not what we're doing here, right? But it's allowing yourself to go through the cycles, always remembering that when things go down, right? Like the Wheel of Fortune, when you feel like the Wheel of Fortune, you're underneath it and it's crushing you. When you have a bad day, understand that it doesn't mean that it's a bad life. It doesn't mean that things are going to stay that way. It just means that these are the natural cycles and progressions. If you have a really horrible day today, you're probably fixing to have like a pretty good day tomorrow, because that is the law of balance and attraction within the universe, right? So that is a little bit of something that we need to work on, because I feel like when you get stuck in this energy, Aquarius, when things don't really pan out for you, even though, like I said, maybe you didn't do anything wrong, maybe there's nothing wrong with you, maybe it's just not something that you were supposed to take with you for a long time, it's got you questioning, questioning your intuition, right? Like, and it's preventing you from allowing the natural death and rebirth. It's not like one death and one rebirth. We do it several times. We do it in our work. We do it in our spiritual life. We do it with our relationships. We do it all of the time, right? It's how the ball moves. Sometimes you're on top of it, sometimes you feel underneath it, but it keeps moving. Life keeps going, right? With this firefly, it's almost like you let it snuff out your fire sometimes. It's almost like a wallowing, like you sit in it a little bit too long. You're sitting in it a little too long, right? Like you can take yourself out of the cold, which it feels like you're trying to do, but this is something that we need to work on. Not to extinguish your own fire because things aren't panning out in the way that you had hoped them to, okay? Okay, but in your strengths, my love, you have accept love. So you are trying to have an open mind, an open heart. You are trying to accept warmth, right? I put pants on. I'm like, I don't have to be cold. I can put pants on, Lauren. Like you are trying to do that. And with this cauldron, it is very much like, well, I'm cooking up something else. I'm strutting my stuff. I'm batting my eyelashes. I have this rebirth here, toil, trouble, blah, 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 however the witchy stuff goes. I don't really know. But it's, you are trying to brew up something new, something passionate, something loving. You are trying to invite that back into your life, right? And that's beautiful. And then we have earth magic. Earth magic. Again, earth is it's very tangible. So you might be working with crystals. You might be getting salt, like salt baths. You might be trying to do a little bit of that self-nurturing, right? Maybe you're getting a little Reiki. Maybe you're doing a little yoga. Maybe you're taking a walk outside, right? Trying, again, different ways to connect with this black hat, different ways to connect to your intuition than you previously had before. It was like, well, that didn't work. And if I felt like cerebrally, that led me wrong, like, let me see how my body feels. Like, do I feel anxious right now? Do I feel excited? Is my blood pressure going up? Is circulation? Like, getting back in touch with your body. So that's a good thing that you're doing. And then you have, what does this say? Plant the seeds. You have this in reverse. So it's almost like ripping out, weeding. You're weeding things out. That's a strength for yours right now. You were like, well, that didn't work, and that's obviously not going to grow. So I'm not going to keep watering it. So I'm just going to pull that out. I'm going to weed it, and I'm going to go plant something else somewhere else, right? That's a good thing. And then you have this lizard energy, which is oftentimes about like shedding skin, right? Scales, scaly, shedding skin. And it's almost like I'm not doing that. Like I'm not, it's almost like you're not at this point willing to compromise so many aspects, so many pieces of yourself away anymore. It's a very self-preservation energy, and I do like that. It's like not everything has to go. Not every part of you has to die in order to be reborn. It's just certain things we need to work on. But it's like you keep the good stuff. You're figuring out through, you know, different ways. It's a very alchemy. It's like a very I'm seeing like somebody putting on like goggles. Maybe you're in this biology or science. Somebody like putting on goggles, like a new perspective. It's a new like you're taking a new approach to things, right? It's almost trying to, you know, what did Einstein say? It's like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is insanity. And you're like, well, I'm not crazy. I don't want to be crazy anymore. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm losing my mind. So I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try a new experiment and see how that works out for me. And that's really cool. So the advice moving forward is cleanse your body and spirit. So keep doing your self-care. Self-care is self-care. Take that bath. Do your nails, get your Lizzo on. I got my hair done. Like, do whatever you gotta do. Again, it's like physical, it's very tangible, right? I feel like, again, it's like moving out of the cerebral, moving out of your head space. You are an air sign, and moving back into your body. Things are gonna make you feel physically good, right? Put on some comfy pants, have a cheeseburger, have some kombucha, whatever you do, that's your business. I don't know. But it's like relax, letting yourself relax a little bit, like, again, because there is that like, I'm going to push through. But sometimes we have to make sure that we're healing so that again, we can move through things appropriately in the right progression, which again, is what you're trying to do. You are trying to do it, but it's like, keep doing it. Don't stop doing it. It's like, don't take one bubble bath and like one movie night and be like, I'm healed. Like, yeah, but like, go for another walk. Like, go paint your nails again. Like, go snuggle with your dog or your cat. It's keep at it, right? Because it's a habitual thing. You got to keep building these healthy habits for yourself. And then you have meditate for clarity. And it's almost like, get out of your head. Don't sit there all like, I mean, if you can, if it makes you feel better, like namaste, if that's different for you. But it's almost like, again, it's like dream another dream, right? It's almost like when you lay in the grass as a kid and you look at the clouds and you're like, what is that? And you're like, I see an elephant, right? It's like, dream a new dream for yourself. It's like, and maybe you will get like a spark of inspiration in a bubble bath, in doing something different, right? Like in self-care, right? Sometimes when I get stressed, I bake, I make cookies, and I get like a bright idea in the middle of doing that. Like you're gonna get a spark of inspiration in the middle of taking care of yourself, because your cup will be full. Your cup will be full. And then you have strength and resilience out in reverse, coupled up by affirmations for acceptance. And this is advice moving forward. I think this is interesting. I think what it's saying is like, don't beat a dead horse. Don't beat a dead horse. Be strong enough to know when to walk away from something, and be strong enough when to know when to hold on to other things. It's like, you're changing what you will and will not accept. And it's funny because it says fate on her book, right? There's a difference between the fate and the destined life. And fate often comes in our own free will and the actions, right? As opposed to what is actually divinely guided for us. But we have free will, so we can circumvent that whenever we choose. That it's like, there's stuff that you don't have to accept anymore. People in your life, behaviors, the ways people treat you, aspects of yourself, like old ways of reacting to things, like you don't have to accept this anymore. And you have to be strong enough to know what those things are. And again, these are moments of clarity that you will find for yourself when you continue to take care of yourself a little more. Again, it's not just one movie night and one bubble bath. It has to be, you have to develop a habit, a practice of self-care for yourself. Because if you don't, and this came out with Gemini, I guess after the advice cards, it's like well, if you don't follow the advice, right? Because I feel like nobody followed the advice, their intuition, like, right? So we picked some bad combinations of things, right? You put pineapple on your pizza and you didn't like it. You tried anchovies and you're like, oh, it smells like shit. I hate it. Because if you don't follow this advice, again, Gemini got this too, it's going to affect your flow. It's going to affect your abundance. Again, going with the flow. It's gonna put like a wrench in your engine, and it's gonna affect the way that you plan things, right? Because it's gonna go right with this orange and this yellow. It's those lower chakras for you. It's gonna make you act a little bit out of your ego, and these trigger moments, the fact that you chose wrong combination, whatever it is, it's gonna bubble up to the surface for you again, and you're gonna have to deal with it. And it feels like you've already been doing that, but it's like finish it. It's like you started it, but just like, because you are in the rebirth now, but it's like you have to finish it. It's almost getting like, don't clip your own wings. Don't clip your own wings here, because it's gonna make you feel very disconnected from source. You are not disconnected from source. You're actually very divinely guided. I mean, your general energy is a spirit card, right? Like, this is divinely guided rebirth for you. But if you don't follow the advice, you're gonna feel like almost like source abandoned you, right? Because of this prayers and wishes. Like, they didn't. They're not. That's not what this is. It's a redirection to where you're supposed to really be going. But if you don't take the time to complete this assignment, don't flee, don't give up. Don't give up before like your body appears, right? Don't clip your own wings, because it's gonna make you feel as though source abandoned you, and that's not what's happening. You know, source is like the ultimate parent, right? And like, what does a good parent do? They love you and they nurture you, and they're there for you. It's like that watchful eye over you. But sometimes they stick you in your room. Sometimes they ground you for a little bit, because like, you can't act like that. You can't do that. Like, you have to know, like, no, you cannot sneak out of the house and steal my car. Like, you cannot go for a joyride, right? So it doesn't mean that they don't love you. It just means that, you know, we got to learn our lessons. Sometimes we have to learn the hard way, and it seems like you did. And now they're trying to give you like a pat on the back. They're like, hey, let's go for a girls' day. Like, hey, let's go camping. Like, let's go do something like to make you feel better, because we got to get you back on track. Like, come on, Aquarius. Like, wake up, go take your bubble bath, keep taking care of yourself. Like, self-love, self-love, self-love. This is one of the lessons they're trying to teach you consistently. Not just self-love on a Sunday, self-love every day. And you have change and progress. Some things you cannot change. Some situations, some people, it's almost like, don't wait around for people, places, and things to change for you. You have to be the change that you want to see in the world. Make a move. Make a move. And remember, all my cards are flipped on the camera versus on my board. And I'm very drawn to his foot. It's the right foot. Make a move. Don't sit around and wait for these. They're not, it's almost like they might come around, they might not, but it doesn't change the fact that like, you got to start off on the right foot. You owe it to yourself after the ending of this cycle to do that. And it's like sun and stars in reverse. It's like, come back to earth, real tangible results, real physical, again, physical things. Like, go join that dating site, Aquarius. Like, go join that book club. Like, I know it's hard. A lot of stuff's still not open, quarantine, but it's like, go do something, make a move, go do something physical in the direction that you want to see. Be the change you want to see, not just in the world, but in your own life, okay? Rebirth and rejuvenation, because you're not going to get this full-bodied rebirth. You're not going to feel truly rejuvenated until you fill up your own cup, and then you like go walk it around, go strut your stuff. Look at my cup. Look at me. I got my nails done. Like, I'm doing it. I'm strutting myself now. You're not going to feel that really until you actually do it. You need to actually do it. And you need to listen to wisdom. You need to listen. Don't cut off just because you're going through all your like physical stuff. Like, that's good, but also don't cut off wisdom. And that could, like I said, it could be from source, it could be from your guides, but it's also like I said, there are people that part of your support system that is being unsupportive right now, but there are people in there that do have your back. So listen to them, listen to your signs, trust your angel numbers, your synchronicities, people that you know, maybe they're not there all the time, maybe they don't call you all the time, maybe you guys aren't like on each other's butts, but you know that there are some people, like little dark night, you know, in the running that does have your back. So listen to wisdom and advice from every aspect, With Connect with Gaia Universe, it's like, it's not like disconnect from like, it's almost like, don't disconnect from like spiritually. I'm sorry, somebody was going in another room. I was like, ooh. But it's almost like ground yourself. Come back down to earth a little bit and like be a muggle, be a person, go have a drink, go do something, go get out of your house. If you're a little isolated, go connect with people a little bit more. be a muggle for a little bit. Like, you're still super empathic, intuitive, all these things, but it's like, come on, Aquarius, like, we can do it. It's okay to be a person. You don't, like, I say it all the time, like, sometimes I'm like, I have to take a day off from being a psychic. And it's like, there aren't really any days off, because my intuition, like, it doesn't stop. I see everything everywhere. I see stuff and know stuff I don't want to see and know sometimes, but it just is what it is. But some days I just let myself be a person and just sit around and, like, chit chat on the phone and, like, eat pizza. And I'm like, it is what it is. Like, you have to give yourself that, right? So I want to move into these angel cards, because these videos are always long. I try and we're chatty over here. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, guys. I know some of you are like, the video should be shorter, but, like, also, it's not up to me. I don't decide how long the videos are. They just are what they are. It's not, it just, you know. Which one do we want to do first? Which one came out first? Well, I guess we'll go in number order. That seems right, because we're trying to do things in order, the proper way. Tiger's okay. Empowerment. Tiger eye symbolizes prosperity and encourages the right use of power. It balances your needs with those of others, finding solutions. A child of the sun and earth with untold powers, you make your own fate. Assert yourself wisely, bring talents to the fore, and accept your imperfections. There is a tendency towards obsessiveness and becoming spaced out. Ground yourself. Explore your past lives to discover causes of these traits. Deal sensibly with day-to-day reality and face changes boldly. Unlock your creativity. Find prosperity and lasting success. Long journeys and celebrations lie ahead. Your personal power, confidence, and energy are high. Use them wisely. Commit to goals. Distinguish between wishful thinking and what you really need. Assist friends to gain their heart's desired. Past lives throw light on current situations. Doing what gives you joy increases your well-being. Amen. Azestrolite. Cosmic evolution. Azestrolites are embedded with immense spiritual energy and information for guidance and insight. They are here to help Earth ascend into a higher expression of consciousness. You are a being of light, here to help Earth evolve. Although you need to rise above mundane concerns, keep your feet on the ground and deal with the everyday. Too much emphasis on sweetness and light to ignoring your shadow energies, which become inauthentic and lethal. Niceness, if not acknowledged and integrated. Stay real, leave your ego behind. You are here to represent spiritual light on Earth and help it evolve. Make yourself heard. A project is successful no matter what. Avoid becoming impractical and having too high an opinion of yourself to the detriment of others. Retain your humility. Recognizing that every soul is precious ensures you remain in cosmic harmony. Because it is a balance. Like, I was just talking to my guys this morning about it, and I was like, sometimes it's hard for me because they're like, Lauren, work on your self-confidence. I'm like, it's hard for me to work on my confidence sometimes, because then I'm like, oh, and then it's like, but that's not really who I am, right? Because it's like, there's a difference between like developing a healthy self-confidence, because when we feel like a little deflated, sometimes we got to boost ourselves up. Sometimes it's easy for us to do that through our shadow, through our ego, as opposed to like a true sense of worth, right? So there's something about, you got to work on your self-worth a little bit more. Nirvana quartz, enlightenment. Nirvana quartz assists in stepping off the karmic wheel, bringing light and bliss consciousness. For many lifetimes, you've been working with your karma. That has now passed. There is no need for restitution, nor punishment or guilt. Let those go so that you can recognize your full potential, receiving a download of cosmic light that transforms your being. Step off the karmic round and allow the karma of grace to manifest. Open yourself to receive enlightenment. Recognize this as a new beginning and fresh energy. If you are experiencing traumatic times and soul changes, relax and wait for a resolution. Don't push against the river. Go with the flow. Karma is created in each moment by every thought and deed. Uplifting thoughts and positive actions ensure your future well-being. Soulmate, the twin flame. And I do feel like whatever this person, situation, job, it could be like, if it was a person, maybe it felt like a soulmate, but it felt like something that was very like akin to your, I'm hearing like close but no cigar. It was like very akin to what you want, what you were looking for, right? But it was not the right combination, not the right time, whatever it may be. Two crystals side by side call in a twin flame, a complement to your soul. And these are crystals that you may want to use, right? You may want to start bringing into your practice. This is what people mean when they ask for a soulmate. A twin flame bonds two people in an intimate relationship, or it unites you with a higher part of your soul. You yearn to be loved, but does this come from a black hole you need to fill? Black holes can only be filled from the inside by loving yourself fully and integrating different facets of your being. A twin flame means embracing deep intimacy and interdependency between yourself and another at the spiritual and physical levels. Old heartbreak may need to be healed. Ties with a past companion cut or vows renegotiated. Prepare for open-hearted, intimate, and unconditional love. Decide whether you want a soulmate with the soul lessons that implies, or a twin flame, a companion of your heart. You don't need anyone else to make you complete. A twin flame complements your own wholeness. Well, Spirit. Last one. 48. Eye of the Storm. The ancestors. Oh, wait, no, I looked at the wrong one. Maybe you should call on your ancestors. Safe haven. Eye of the Storm is a safe haven for your soul. You might find a safe haven with your family, right? Or calling in some of your ancestors. A calm center no matter what upheavals may occur. A life support system during stressful times or serious illness. Hold on to it during challenges so that you may keep things in perspective. You may be allowing the challenges and traumas of life to push you off center. Stress and pressure are a major cause of your dis-ease. You could be focusing too closely on one aspect of life to the detriment of others. Look at the wider picture. Time to relax and let go of your stress. Stay mindful rather than watchful. Excess adrenaline. I've spoken fine all day. Excess adrenaline adversely affects your immune system, your circulatory system, right? Switch on the positive potential in your cell walls. Meditate quietly to rejuvenate your DNA. You can stay calm and centered no matter what storm rages around you. So, Aquarius, you got a little homework to do too, but it sounds much more pleasant than Gemini's, I'm gonna be honest. But I love you guys so much. Aquarius is like my little baby. I just want to swaddle you guys and like give you a little kiss. I love you guys so much. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you guys, this resonated and you got something out of this, okay? You're in the rebirth, growing pains, right? Go stretch your stuff. Go stretch yourself. Go relax. Namaste. Like, just go enjoy yourselves a little bit, okay? You've done a lot of work. Treat yourself, as the kids say, okay? I love you guys very, very much. All the information that you guys should need will be in the description box. All the decks I use, my email for personals. Personals are open right now. My Instagram, my Twitter, all my peeps, all my things, all my stuffs. It's all in there. So I will see you guys next time. I hope you go relax and enjoy yourselves. And thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time.